Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz takes place this weekend in a boxing match. In a huge fight, Paul versus Diaz. And this is going to be a huge fight. You know, this is a big fight. Of course, I think that both of their managers fought each other at the press conference. Something like that. And they faced off. And right afterwards, as Paul and Diaz were backstage, they just went after it. I don't know what they're... And Diaz... it's just bullshit. Alright, I think he's suing. Fuck suing people. If you sue, you're actually a fucking pig. That's just certain. But let me talk about this matchup. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. I think Jake Paul is gonna run through him, and I think he will. I think Jake Paul he's decently okay, man. And Jake Paul, this is just another situation. Nate Diaz, right after leaving the UFC, I heard he's going to come back after this fight. Not sure if they're going to want him if he loses to Jake Paul. Maybe if he loses like a close decision where it's like, you know, maybe if it's something like that, they'll want him back. I know you could say, oh, Woodley close decision in the first fight. But Woodley was on a losing streak. Nate Diaz came off a win over Tony Ferguson. You know, so they'll want him back. Alright? Ferguson. Not aging too well there, Nate, but I think Nate Diaz is going to get beat up here. And I can see him I don't see him getting put out cold. I know people in this are saying, oh, Jake tried to KO Nate out cold. I don't think Jake will knock out Nate. If he tries to, it either will go really good for him and he gets it done and it'll be a huge shocker, or he does really bad and he gasses out and loses. But Jake Paul, I know people are going to say Nate Diaz is cardio. If Nate Diaz had power, man, he would have been at least a former UFC champion. With the boxing style he has, you know, and the cardio he has. But of course, you can't have anything. And he has a great chin as well. Just he doesn't have that power or strength. So, that's something bad about him there. I just don't see him beating Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul's got the advantage here. He's the younger guy at 26. 26 years old. Which is crazy. He's not even near his prime. You know? His prime is around 31, 32. Ends around 36. So he's got at least another 5 to 6 years of improvement. That's crazy. And I think Nate is the easy fight here. Against Woodley, against Askren, we thought, I don't even know what we thought there. I think people picked Askren to win with the cardio. We didn't really know Jake then. But since he won that, we were like, okay, he's facing Woodley. I picked him to beat Woodley by TKO. But that was another hard one where it's like, you got to survive the power now. You survived the pace of Askren. Well, it didn't even last till there. He KO'd Askren easily. And then, you know, Woodley, the big power puncher. Woodley, maybe in this fight, I know Woodley was on a huge spiral of losing lots of fights, but maybe for this one, he'll come out and blitz Jake Paul. What do you know? Jake Paul kind of outclasses him to a decision. Although close fight, Jake Paul gets it done. In the rematch, he has to deal with the same thing, but this time it's an advantage for him. He'll probably be looking at the back of the first fight more, and Woodley took it on short notice. Alright? So, Jake Paul wins by KO. You see the improvement there from August 2021 to December 2021. That's 4 months. And look what he did. I know Woodley took it on short notice, but still, you know, I'm going to be sad about. And I think Jake Paul, this is an easy fight. And then he fought Anderson Silva, a tricky veteran. Silva actually took his time. I know these guys These guys just come straight over from the UFC. Like, Askren comes straight over. Nate's now coming straight over. Woodley came straight over. Silva was the guy that, like, left the UFC, got a few boxing fights against Tito Ortiz, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Bruno Azevedo. And Bruno Azevedo, I don't know who that is, but he went to a draw with him. Probably because it was an exhibition, and if it goes to a decision, it's a draw. That's probably most likely it. Then he went to fight Jake Paul. Silva was smart about it, and he was looking pretty good in that fight, I would say. But Silva, Nate's not Silva. I don't know if Nate's going to win this one, guys. I really don't see it. I hope he wins. I'm going to be rooting for him. But I just think he's going to lose. Yeah. I hope I hope Nate wins and gets it done. But I'm going to have to be real here, and I'm going to have to pick Jake Paul. I'm going to have to pick him. I'm going to have to. Like, I know he lost to Tommy Fury. Now there's a step up. Fury's a good boxer, though. He's not like a world champ or anything, but he has his brother Tyson with him, which is big for him. Let's be real. And he probably wouldn't have been known if it wasn't for his brother or his last name. But I think he's going to go out there. I know Jake lost to him, but still a close fight. Where if Jake just won another round, we're talking draw. And if he won at least 2 more rounds of that fight, let's say we take away Tommy's 2 rounds, replace it with Jake. Jake's won that fight for himself. So it wasn't like a outclass from Fury. Like, it was a close fight where Jake won the last round, but Fury just outlanded him too much in the other rounds. So Fury gets it done. You know? That's what I see it as. I think Jake Paul is going to win it. And I don't think Fury has strength. Tommy Fury does have strength. Silva, at this point, doesn't really. But that's more so he doesn't have much strength in the grappling department in MMA, in the UFC. Woodley has strength. Well, again, he didn't have it towards the end of his career, but you know what I'm saying here. You know? Nate Diaz is a string-bean vegan who's just going to be weak to the body. Body shots will be a big key here for Jake Paul. And I think he's going to go out there and get it done. You got to pick him, I think. I think he's going to beat up Nate, win the first round dominantly, win the second round dominantly. Then Nate's still in there. They're going to act like it's competitive, but Jake's just completely outlanding him. I really want Nate to win. I'm rooting for him. If he wins this, he's on top of the world. Well, he beat Jake Paul. Fuck, what a world we live in. He'd beaten Jake Paul. I know Jake Paul lost to Fury, but the MMA guy came over and beat Jake Paul. That's kind of what the story is now. I don't think he wins. I hope he wins. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Yeah. We'll see, though. I think Jake's going to win. We'll see. But I think Nate's too good. No, I think Jake's too good here. But, yeah, Nate Diaz, he's old. He's 38. 12 years older than Jake Paul. I don't see him winning, guys. I really hope he wins. I just don't see it. I really don't. I just think he's going to lose. We'll see. We'll find out what happens. You got to go for Jake Paul, though. You know, body shots will be a key here. Nate Diaz is just, he's not weak, but even if Jake goes all out early and gasses himself out, he still has a pace, and it's not like Nate's gonna spoil him. I know Nate, he rocked Leon Edwards, but Jake's got a good chin on him. Edwards does as well, but when he doesn't see it coming, he does just leave it loose and just get cracked. but he did make those adjustments against Usman in their second and third fight. Yeah, and even when he was looking at... Because Edwards did not keep his eyes off Usman. Because Usman just has that one-punch fluky power. Yeah, I have to go for Jake Paul. Getting it done by doctor stoppage or something like that. I don't know. I can see him cutting up Nate early with like a big shot. But I don't even know how he's going to cut up Nate. I don't know. I can see him just I don't know. I can see Nate just opening up somehow with like a head clash. I can see like a head clash. Nate opens up. That's what I'm gonna predict. He'll head clash Nate. Nate will complain, and they'll look at the back, and it'll just be the outcome of the fight that'll be affected. Yeah, I can see a head clash. I can see them just Jake beat him up, head clash accidentally. Nate doesn't complain, but I don't know. He opens up, and I think Jake's gonna win by like third round, doctor stoppage. End of the third round, doctor stoppage. You gotta go for Jake Paul. He's good. I don't know what Nate's gonna be doing. I hope he wins. I just don't see it. Jake Paul's too good, and he's gonna massively improve after that fight against Fury. Nate, you beat Ferguson, man. Well, the fuck done. Like, I know people in real life that could beat Ferguson at this point in their career. At this point in his career. Like, Ferguson just lost to Bobby Green. Well done. You subbed him. Guillotine. I hope Nate wins. I hope he comes back to the UFC after this as well and ruins Jake Paul. Although I don't mind Jake Paul, I do want the MMA guy to win. Because I don't watch boxing whatsoever. I do the big fights, so if it's on the line. Like, I'll watch frickin' Fury and Ngannou when it comes up, and I'll also do a prediction for that when it comes up. But yeah, for now, I got Jake Paul getting it done. Yeah. Nah, I think Nate's just taking this because of the big bucks. I think Jake Paul's gonna get it done. If he KOs Nate, MMA's done forever, and I can see Masvidal just trying to chirp in, like, fuck off. Fuck off. You're not gonna win. You're gonna get flatlined. These guys, MMA guys, can't box for shit. So, Masvidal, shut up. Honestly, shut up. You had your last good fight against Gilbert Burns. Don't ruin it. Seriously, don't ruin it. I heard Cerrone wanted to fight Jake Paul as well. Shut up. I know they just want the big bucks. I don't really think they care but if it's Jake Paul. Like, I think Masvidal does, but Cerrone, I think it's just like, oh, I think I can beat this guy. But shut up, you both. Cerrone just had... Well, he didn't look great in his last retirement fight, but Masvidal had a decent showing against Burns, so don't ruin it. Rockhold ruined it as well against Costa. Had a good showing, but then Perry fight quit, basically. So don't ruin it. These guys need to have more wits in their brains. Jake Paul wins. And I think Jake Paul knows if he wins this, and let's say McGregor loses to Gaethje, if that's made, and McGregor's done, and retires for good, they can do McGregor versus Jake Paul. I heard they made KSI Tommy Fury. Winner versus Jake Paul. If it's KSI, awesome. If it's Fury, we do that rematch. See who's the better one for good. Yeah, that's what I would do. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Prediction breakdown. I got Jake Paul. And Nate Diaz looked shit against Ferguson as well. Like, at this point, destroy Ferguson. Like, I know Bobby Green didn't look great, but, you know, outside of getting off balance, kind of dropped in round 1. Pretty much domination from Green. Plus a submission at the end of the fight. Yeah. Peace.